Welcome back to Fridays with Dr. Frida. I am here with Oksana Katz. She is absolutely amazing. I actually went to her as one of her clients and we became good friends and colleagues, and now we work together. We help heal together. She refers to me, I refer to her, because we both understand how important the mind and the body is together. She is actually a quantum healer and a spiritual guide. I'm so excited to have her on here because she can explain to you guys further how the mind and the body are connected. Oksana, please tell us about yourself. Please let us know what exactly it is you do and how you started.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I'm honored to be here, and I'm so happy to see you just bloom. You inspired me in so many different levels.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm honored to be here. Well, I'm a mother of 4. I went through divorce twice, and I have 7 grandkids, thank God.
Amazing.
Yes.
God bless you. You can never tell. You look amazing.
Thank you. This is all the work that I've done on myself, and to feel good and to look good, it comes together. Mm-hmm. So before I became a quantum healer or the spiritual guide, I was a normal Jewish mother and a wife doing what needs to be done, and then eventually something hit that I was not happy with. I didn't understand the patterns that I was going through, and I started asking myself questions. And as soon as I start asking myself questions, for some reason at the time, I didn't know how the universe works, I start receiving answers. And I just went deeply into myself and just start identifying the problems that I was facing. And there were a lot of problems at the time. And I discovered the energy healing from Yuval Levitz. Was actually 3-dimensional therapy. Was a client myself, then became a practitioner. And as the time progressed, I was not happy with myself because there was something was missing. And no matter what I did, it was still not there. Up until I understand how the energy works, the mind and the body. Mm-hmm. And I became a spiritual guide. Found out that I have the gift inside me all along.
Amazing.
Through numerology and energy. Because when we hit the rock bottom, we usually go to rabbi. We usually go to Kabbalist. We usually go someone spiritually that come from Israel or know the knowledge of the quantum world. And the quantum means is something unseen.
Yes.
To be
invisible
seen.
To the eye.
Invisible to the eye, yes. And right now it's the big name, but I prefer to call myself as a healer because the healing starts when you're tapping into your heart. This is where the unconditional love, and when you're tapping into your heart, that's where the magic begins. There is no coincidence or accidents into this world. Everything is for the reason. And when we look what's around us, we just have to understand it's for us. And a lot of times, my clients, myself, and my family complain, and we blame, and we point fingers, which is normal. But if you want to get at the bottom of where you are, you need to understand, why am I creating this?
You have to look inwardly.
Inwardly, yes, because the world and the peace and love, it starts within you. Mm-hmm. What do you give out? But you cannot give out if you're empty. You cannot give out if you're unhappy. 100%. You cannot give out if you feel sick. You could only portray what you feel inside. So a lot of times what you feel inside is showing you what's outside.
It's a mirror image.
It's a mirror image, yes. It's a reflection. And if you feel your outside world doesn't understand you, you need to look inside. And a lot of times it starts with the body, and then goes into your mind, and then goes into the energy. Mm-hmm. So your body speaks to you. The body has its own language.
Oh, yeah.
Which you understand. And I love the work you do.
Thank you so much.
I really inspired how you came to that. And you just want the people to know how important to treat the gut, because the gut is the second brain.
It is.
It is, yes. And like I see a lot of clients from morning till evening. And I understand that working with the body is very important because it has its own language, mm-hmm. and it gives the signals to the brain.
Yes.
And the brain needs to protect you. It's there to protect you. And that's where the inner energy of the field creates. And it gives you the people to guide you. And yes, sometimes it's negative and sometimes it's positive.
Yeah, I've noticed that people that bring negativity It's always in a way kind of to either push you forward, inspire you in some way. Like I've noticed myself that when people kind of say something negative, it kind of makes me want to prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
Right? And it also kind of works in a way to inspire you, to push you, because I feel like if everything would only be perfect and everybody would be positive, you'd be like, okay, I'm doing great. And nothing would really push you like that. So I think both forces are important for a reason.
Yes. Well, we want to be such a perfect and imperfect world. And in the spiritual world, there is no better good. There is no negative or positive. It's just you want to find yourself and feel what's right for you. So two things we do in life. We either protect ourselves, like defend ourselves, or we go into the offense, or we have to tell the people what they want to hear. But in reality, we just have to go in honesty, to go into yourself and just find out, what do I actually feel? We don't know how to feel. We don't know how to love because we come from the former Soviet Union, and their logic was number one, then opening up your heart. We have to think, we have to go into your mind, and we have to go into the logic because that's how it was.
And emotions don't exist.
Emotions don't exist. Feelings don't exist. It's like just...
robotic.
Yes, you have to be robotic, and you just have to suck it up and move forward. This is why most of the women from Soviet Union and Jewish Russian women, they're very strong.
Yes,
Their
right.
energy is very powerful. Most of us in the manly energy. It's very difficult to tap into the feminine energy because we've seen our grandmothers working very hard, raising the kids, putting themselves on the field and just being there for the families.
Yes.
And not looking into yourselves.
So you know what? I actually spoke to my grandma the other day. I FaceTimed her. She lives in Phoenix, Arizona. And I FaceTimed her to show her my baby. And she said, you know what? I'm so jealous of you.
Aww.
And I said, why? I said, you had your own kids. And she said, well, because I didn't enjoy my kids. I didn't get to enjoy my kids like you do.
Right.
I said, what do you mean? She said, I always did everything for them. I never did anything with them. I didn't have time to sit with them, to kiss them, to play with them. I had to do so much. Like she told me about the laundry that they had to do with their hands. They didn't have laundry machines, and they had to do all these different things like
we didn't
the
have
cooking.
hot water back in the days. I remember we had to boil the hot water. And back it's like I was still there. Right now we have a dishwasher. We're still not happy.
Yeah, so she told me all this, and I said, wow, that's so introspective, because to me, I never thought of it that way.
Right.
That they were also tough because they just had to be. Otherwise, there was no way to survive.
Yes. Well, back in the days, the war, and all the men was taken out to war, so the women had to do two jobs. They had to be a man and a woman. So they had kids to raise. Some of them were pregnant with at the time where the husbands and the fathers and the brothers were taken away. So they have to learn to survive. And that's what they portrayed on us, to survive.
Always in like fight or flight.
Yes, fight or flight mode. And this is why we have so much panic and anxiety.
Trauma,
because this is how we were raised. So now when we were born with a different energy, with a different mindset, but the programming has been given to us. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you. Giving to us because that's the only way they knew how to survive. And we are living in a survival mode. But look at us now. Technology grew so much. It just flew. We have everything in the house that we need.
Yep.
And we still complaining and we're still not happy.
Do you think it's maybe because our life has become physically much easier, but mentally really hard?
Absolutely. Like I said, we want to be so perfect in an imperfect world that we are either stuck in the past, thinking how horrible, how miserable life was, how we were not loved by our parents, or we were not understood by our parents, or we go in the future. This is where the panic comes in. And thinking, how come I don't have this? I can't believe my husband. I can't believe I didn't achieve anything. So we always either in the past or in the future. We're never in the moment, like here and now.
In the present.
We're never in present, just to say, wow, okay, I don't have this, but I've accomplished something. We don't know how to thank ourselves. We don't have the gratitude to ourselves because we always give, just for outside world to see and be grateful. but it always comes within you. Once you're grateful to yourself, once you're happy where you are, and sometimes, yes, you go through difficulties. Even the difficulties shape you, like you said earlier. They shape you to become, because you have that in you, that strength to go through what you need to go through in life.
But how do you become happy with yourself without becoming comfortable with where you are?
Okay, that's a very good question. I have this technique where I say we need to write down like 3 months in advance where you want to be, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. Even certain things don't make sense, just write it down. This is the energy you take from the future, okay, in the present tense. And you make yourself uncomfortable because you already set in your mind, once you put down on the paper, where do you want to go? Traveling, making money, relationship, health issues, whatever it is you're looking for. You always have something to look forward to, instead of like saying, okay, I got married, you know what, I need to work on my body, on my health. I have a husband, I have a kid, it's done. We're always in the motion.
But when you're focusing on that, doesn't that take you back out of the present?
No, it doesn't, because the present stays with you and you're grateful. When you complain, this is where you set yourself back. Like I have families, I have a lot of clients come in and they have everything you need and they're just not happy. Setback. But when you're happy with yourself and you push yourself to do more, and that's when the shift comes in. But you have to push out of the gratitude. Most of our problems, if not all, comes from our childhood. We are so stuck up on the parents that they haven't given us something that we need that we blame them. You cannot build a second house, which is a marriage house or your relationship or your work, if you're not grateful to your first house, meaning your mom and dad. They did the best they could.
I agree.
The best they could. But we running out of the house because of the belief system we have, especially with us, with Baharian Jewish girls. Once you get married, this is where you're going to be happy. Everything with husband. So we were very strictly, and then we get married, we're thinking, okay,
everything's going to be perfect
happiness.
now.
Okay, I just have to get married.
I saw the Cinderella story.
Yes.
Now it's going to be a Cinderella story,
Yes,
but that's not the case.
It's not the case. I just have to get married, and their mindset, oh, happiness is in the marriage. Happiness is tomorrow. Happiness is when I finish college. Happiness is when I make money. Happiness when I accomplish something. But the happiness is the journey. Your journey is when you have yourself, you know where you're going, and the journey is always changing. But
you're always on some journey.
Always on some journey. But who you have in this journey depends on what you feel inside. If you feel the world is attacking you, say, hold on, let me just find out what's with my thought process. Why do I energetically attract people that are attacking me? Maybe they're pushing you forward because you have it in you. Maybe you need to rethink what you're thinking. It's not your destination, you're going from A and B, your destination is where do you want to go? So before you have the journey, this is where the numerology comes in. This is when I was facing difficulties and I went to see a rabbi and he looks at my numbers and he's like, oh my God, I see you being successful and rich. I'm like, where? Then I got a Kabbalist and he does the same thing. Beautiful numbers. I'm like, what do you see that I don't see, that I don't feel? And I said, I need to know. I need to learn numerology. I took a course from Israel. I couldn't understand because it was more with a Jewish calendar. I wasn't aware about the Jewish calendar at the time. So I said, I need to understand. A lot of things need to make sense. And that's when I took the course, Energy of Numbers, Numerology. And I've discovered that I have this mission. I have this gift. And then I said, who the hell am I to go with that gift? So I didn't accept it. And when I didn't accept it and I was resisting, that's when the things start happening around me that start pushing me out of my comfort zone and going into something that my soul chose to do in this world, is to help, to guide, to motivate. is to tap into the energy of the quantum field for something that people don't see, make them realize, explain to them so they could understand in their mind, like once I wanted to, and then do all the other techniques that I've learned throughout my journey, which is the regression, which is hypnotism.
We've done a lot of this.
We've done a lot of that. And everything that I've teach and I portray to others, it's been coming through me. Nothing was like, oh, this is what they say. No, this is what I feel. This is what works. And this is what I know that will work, not because someone said something or because it went through me. And I'm very hard critic on myself, and I'm very hard on myself.
That's a Leo in you.
That's a Leo, yes. Because it's not that I want perfect. I just want to feel. And at one point I said, I don't feel anything. My heart was closed. When they say, you have to go in an energy of heart and you have to open up. I'm like, how do you do that? Well, you just have to tap in. But in order to soothe your mind and your brain, you have to go into the meditation. And I just couldn't meditate. I was itching, I was irritating, because I was always in a fight mode.
Yeah.
To protect myself or explain. And this is what we do. We either protect ourselves or we're explaining about ourselves. And that's when the body gives out. This is when you have a kidney problem, liver problem, stomach problem, heart problem. You can't sleep, you can't think. And this is, I feel, when you come in with your knowledge and your love and understanding about the holistic medicine and explaining why we need what we need. Because the market is fulfilled with so many different brands,
right,
and the names. And I just love the videos that you put out there about the brands and what they do in the real world. I just love those videos that you put out there.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you were telling me something that you loved about the fig video.
The fig video, yes. You were like, organic? I'm like, okay, just show the organic that organic works, because I am more about organic way, and I will say organically, healthier way, but it's not always the right way, as you demonstrated in your videos about the figs, putting on the bowls. And we have to understand certain things are come from the tree. And in order for them to stay
fresh,
yes, they have to spray with chemicals.
Yeah, I mean, figs are so sweet. They would all be eaten by different animals and
right,
bugs and all that. So yeah, they do. They put a lot of pesticides and a lot of chemicals on them.
Right.
And then preservatives.
Right. So what you're doing, explaining that it's not the fruit, because fruit comes from the tree. It's how to take those chemicals away and what needs to be done and the way it needs to be done. And just you demonstrate it beautifully, regular and organic. And when you put in the water and you demonstrate a wash. And I just love how you're demonstrating it. It's just for us to see how we're doing it and what we're buying it. Because spending money on something expensive doesn't mean it's the right for you. You just have to understand what it is and use it, making sure that you know what you're putting in your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we also did another video to follow up with that. It was with a Trader Joe's wash.
Okay.
I never buy it. I literally bought it that day when we went to Trader Joe's just to show that it doesn't work, because I know.
Good.
So I used that wash, and then I showed the Renovera, right, the other wash that took out all of those pesticides, and how clean the water remained after we used that wash in it, as opposed to the Renovera. It was blue, it was yellow, it was green, it was all types of colors.
Oh my God. You see, like those things we don't know. And yes, they do have the best commercials out there. And we always strive for best for our kids, for best for us, making sure that they eat healthy,
yes,
they sleep well, and we just don't have that education. And you bring that education by demonstrating it in public, and I just love it.
Thank you. I mean, I really try to bring that education without scaring people, because I feel like a lot of what's on Instagram is a lot of things that like, oh, don't use this is so bad for you, or don't use that, this is so bad for you. And I agree, there are certain things that we shouldn't use, but everything has chemicals in it.
Right.
Absolutely everything, like the paper towels, the toilet papers. anything you can think of, the sponges for washing the dishes.
The toothpaste, the brushes,
Yes.
everything.
Everything has chemicals. All the clothes we wear,
Right.
Everything. Nothing these days comes without chemicals. Nothing is pure. So, unfortunately, if we live in that world of fear, then that puts a lot of stress on the body. What kills the fastest?
Right.
Stress.
Absolutely.
Right? And there's a lot of moms out there that they stress so much, like what they're feeding their kids and what they're using to wash their kids' food. And I don't want to cause that stress. I really want to help to them control what they can.
Right.
Because I don't want to make videos where people are afterwards like depressed and stressed, like, oh, I can't live life and this is so.
Right.
Because I see that so much and I'm just, I can't do this, because it gives you so much toxicity.
Absolutely.
When you want to pull toxicity out.
Yes, and you just mentioned about the mothers. A lot of us don't understand that the kids being sick
Yeah.
is not what we're feeding them. It's the energy we're feeding them.
That too. Yeah.
Yes, so when we are stressed, and we are stressed, we have so much to do. And when we just don't know, we just have to stop ourselves and say, I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
Because we're always kicking ourselves thinking that it's not enough.
Yeah.
When we feel that we're doing our best, and at the time this is the best you can do, somehow, somewhere, help comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not already blaming yourself or thinking what to feed your kids or how to feed your kids. Because like you said, when we were growing up, we had those plastic bottles and the pacifiers. Now it's not even allowed.
Yeah, no.
And I'm
Definitely
like,
don't use those.
But you can't. It's not allowed because there are more studies have been made and they're saying that it's not good. But we grew up like that. So we're like thinking, is there something wrong with us? And we're like, we don't think so.
So, you know what? We do have a lot of, I would say, a lot of toxins in our body that we do pass on to our kids. So, yes, I do think it's important for moms to go the right way in terms of feeding their kids. I see a lot of kids with prediabetes. I see a lot of kids that are eating wrong. However, I don't feel like moms should stress. I always say that they should do the best they can to control what they can, right? And then not stress about the rest. Because even when moms come to me and they're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. My kid goes to school, my kid goes to camp, I can only control so much. Tell them, listen, at least give them breakfast and give them dinner. Don't let them eat poorly when they eat breakfast and dinner. You can't control what they're eating in school. At least try to give them a good breakfast and dinner. Like, I know some moms that will give their kids cream cheese with bread for dinner.
I used to do it when I was working a lot.
Well, when you were working a lot, but I'm
Right.
saying consistently.
Right. No,
right?
it's not good.
Consistently giving hot dogs or things like that are processed, right? Those things, they are detrimental to the kids because during the day, they don't get any good food. Like, my kids come home all the time, Mom, I didn't eat anything at school. The food sucks. The lunch was not good. I didn't like it. It was too much cheese. My kids don't really like dairy like that.
Right.
Because I got them used to that. So I know that I have to give them a good meal at night. Mm-hmm. So that's what I tell parents, that don't stress about school time. Don't stress about what you can't control while they're at school. At least just do your best when they're home.
Well, you just said a very important word, control. We're all about control. We want to control to make sure that the kids go to school. We could only control what we feel and what we think. Okay? And the process of it. To be a mom, especially nowadays, is easy and it's difficult. Because when the kids go outside, there's so many things are happening right now. And the fear that something might happen off your clock is crucifying, because we're just so afraid. And when we're afraid, we attract that energy because we are disconnected from imunah. We're disconnected, yes, from believing in God. And we need to understand that there is another energy higher than us, God. And God lives in the heart. When you do everything from your heart and doing your best as you can,
Yes.
and concentrating that at the point when you're with your children, you're a mother. You're not a healer. You are not a wife. You are not a sister or a daughter. You're a mother. And what does the mother give?
Love.
Love. Conditional love. No conditions. So no matter what it is. And I ask all the mothers, at the time when it's happening, just ask yourself, where I am right now, who I am right now. I'm a mom. What can a mother do? Feed the kids, love the kids, nurture the kids, care about them, and pray for them. That's it. That's it. And when you do all that, nothing will happen. And even though the food that you will give, processed food, let's say, because some mothers they say, you know what, you don't know what you're talking about. I just have to give them quick hot dogs. Their kids will digest it easily because she is in the energy of love, of unconditional love. But when she says, oh my God, I hate my life, this is so difficult, and I can't even cook a normal meal because I'm so busy and I'm carrying so much and I just hate it. The energy goes into the food that she's cooking, and then the kids eating it, and they absorbing it, and then that's where the problem comes in.
I truly believe that. Actually, my kids, they always ask me, Mom, what'd you make this food with? And then one of them shouts like, oh, she put some love in there.
Yes, that's the spice. Yes,
they're like, oh, this is so good. What's in there? Mom's love.
That's the spice that we have, is love.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. And that's what I really want all our women to understand, especially when we cook, and we're all great cooks. Because we comprehended this from our mom and our grandparents, grandmothers, how we serve and how we host. I always tell them, like, when you have guests over, or Shabbat dinners, or any occasions, put some spiritual information, like spiritual videos, and just listen to them and just go with the flow. This is where the energy opens up, love opens up, and then you're like a soul food. And that's the spice you're putting in, and the food tastes amazing.
Yeah. No, for sure. I actually have this thing that every time I open up the oven and I see something, I'm like, ooh, sexy. And my husband laughs every time, but like, it makes me happy when something looks good, or
yes.
try to put my love and energy into it.
Absolutely. And then with that, kids eat and it's quiet at home, no one's fighting, like it's peaceful. And even though something happens, how to go and attend, because you just into that energy, you just into that state of mind. And nothing in the world is impossible. Because if you say impossible, it's I am possible.
Yes.
Anything possible once you're in the right state of mind, in the body, and then anything you want, it's just you have to think. Our thoughts creates words, and then it creates our reality.
100%. As Joe Dispenza says.
Joe Dispenza says.
Your personality is your personal reality.
Your personal reality, absolutely.
You said you actually went to see him. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I went to see him. Well, I'm always looking, and I'm always searching. Well, the first one I went is the Tony Robbins last year, and we all went to Jersey. And I was amazed on the work that he does. I've heard about him. I never went to him up until you mentioned to me. When you came to me, he was always this big guy with this loud voice and the energy. I think maybe I wasn't ready at the time. So,
I remember you were like, oh, he's not for me.
He's not for me. No, he's too loud. He's too much. Yes.
So then when you told me you were going, I'm like, oh my God, really? You got on the train?
Yes, because you mentioned to me, and then Jack told me that, you've been to so many his events. And I'm like, really? So I didn't even know in our community how many people went, and I'm so happy. And there were also the kids that went with adults. I think your children went.
I took my oldest son.
Yes. So that event changed my mind a lot. And then from there, he mentioned Donnie Epstein, and I went to fly to him, Colorado. Took that course, which was amazing on how the energy flows through your spinal, through your brain, from your spinal into your body, and creates, which was really amazing. Mm-hmm. And of course, I've been studying the mind and the brain for so long. Joe Dispenza, read all his books.
Oh my God, I've always wanted to go to him, and I have not had a chance to yet.
Yes, you could do, like I mentioned earlier, you could do the online course. He is very serious about his work, and he is so knowledgeable. Well, he went through, I don't know if you know his story.
Yeah, I read all his books.
Yeah, yes. it's inspired me so much because I said, I love what he teaches. And I went to LA. It was, I believe, 4-day retreat. And I went by myself. And before I went there, I took a picture, selfie of myself. And then after, and I've met there with a bunch of my friends. We had a group of people. And throughout the sessions and meditations, we took pictures. And then flying back, when I was looking at it, I'm like, I came there pale, depressed, heavy. And throughout the retreat, I put my makeup on. I was so happy. I was so light.
So what do? You just meditate the majority of the time?
He speaks about how the brain works. He gives a lot of information on that. And then he meditates. Like, we meditate 4 times a day.
We have to go together.
We have to go together, yes. Well, I already took the first level. I'm due to do the second level. Second level is 7 days.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
That's a lot.
But it's so worth it. And
Maybe when my kids get a little bigger, the second level for me.
So he speaks about how the brain just heals everything.
100%.
Yes, and that's why I went into this field, because I said, I want to know what's in the brain. Why people choose misery or the sicknesses, or why they go through what they go through in life. Why does the brain create? Why does the mind?
It's insane, right? How the brain will create cancer, the brain will create all these different diseases.
Yes, but the beauty of it, that you can also heal yourself.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time.
And they said, how can you heal? How can you heal cancer? Oh, yes, you can. Because cancer comes from the deep, deep, deep sorrows. Something that you cannot forgive, but it's in your deeply subconscious mind, where the conscious mind is not allowing you to open and work on it. And that's where the regression therapy comes in. I just tap into it, pull it by the root, and get rid of it. And that's when the clarity comes in. This is where the lightness of the body comes in. And of course, I always say you need to take the proper vitamins in order to hold it.
Question for you. No, I mean, not just vitamins, also minerals and amino acids.
Right.
What do you feel after you went to Joe Dispenza? Like, how's your life different now?
More understanding that our mind can do anything and everything in this world. You just have to know what to work on. You have to understand where you're putting your attention and what's your intent behind it. Because a lot of times we want to do certain things for the different reasons.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we just don't know why we want to do it, because everyone is doing it, but it might not be good for you. You know, but once you calm your mind down, once you tap into your brain and you calm your mind down, your mind gives you exactly what your soul needs.
Can I tell you what happened to me, actually? I've said this before, but I feel like you need to hear it because you'll probably love this. My brother told me about this meditation to do like hypnosis in front of the mirror.
Right.
Where you stare into your own eyes.
Right.
And you get hypnotized. And then you ask your subconscious mind questions. And then it answers. And so I asked my subconscious mind, I was like, what is my purpose? Like, what is my mission in life? What do I do? And my subconscious mind told me, you have so much knowledge, you have to give it away for free.
Yeah. And I love it.
And that's when I created the WhatsApp chat.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm loving it, that how you were able to, you see, you always strive to see that knowledge, to understand that knowledge. I remember when you and I met, I'm like, you're a doctor. You're done. I mean, you're good. And you're like, no, I want something more. I feel I have it inside me. When you feel that you have it inside you, the answers come in. And sometimes the transformer of that messenger was your brother.
Yeah.
And when you look yourself in the eyes, what's the eyes? Eyes is the mirror.
Window to your soul.
Yes. It's the mirror of your soul. It's the window to your soul. And when you ask yourself a question, that's when the answers come in. Because you're allowing yourself to hear that answers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we're in such a denial. And even when you give another person a compliment, what do they say? Oh, this whole thing? Oh, no. Oh, like we can't even take the compliment. We automatically start denying it. But when you know that the person feels good, you say, thank you. Thank you, you also look good. This is when you give back. And this is what it is. When you give, and then you receive. And we have a free smile, a hug, something good to say about another person, just to uplift. That's for free.
Yeah.
That's for free. Joe Dispenza, I've understand that the meditation, deep guided meditation. And when a lot of people say, oh, I listen, it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen with one or twice. Tony Robbins says repetition, repetition, repetition. We have to keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you keep on doing it, again, once you know what you want, when the focus goes, the energy flows. Yes. Once you put your attention what you need to do, then you give your energy in it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of time our mind sabotage our path where we're walking on. You're not good enough. This is not for you. You're not capable of doing it. What are you talking about? Who said that? And then you're like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do this. It sabotages you. This is where the Joe Dispenza comes in and speaking about the mind. Calm the mind down. In order to calm it down, listen to deep guided meditation. And he has a lot free content on YouTube. And there's the ones that he sells. And from that, I started to write a deep guided meditation based on my clients' energy field and their numerology.
Wow.
Yes, their soul, their path, just to ease up. But it needs to be a lot of explanation done for them because the mind says, okay, she's safe. A lot of times we feel unsafe. And a lot of times we feel unsafe with loved ones.
Yeah.
And this is where the shield comes in, the armor comes in to save from you, especially like a lot of times it's from mom and dad because they just don't understand us. But we don't even realize that their love is unconditional.
Their love is unconditional, but sometimes we're afraid of like telling them something because we don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
Right.
This is where we want to defend. This is where we put the armor on. And the lies, we create a lot of lies just for the protection. But the lies weaken the body. Only the truth makes you strong.
I actually gave myself a word. This was when I was, I believe, like 23, 24 years old. I was like, I'm not lying anymore. Like, it's not that I was a liar, right? It's not that I lied so much, but you know those like impulsive little lies that you make up here and there, but then you feel like they weaken your relationship with people.
Right.
Right. I said,
Absolutely.
So what are they for?
Absolutely. But you know what? We teach our children the lies. And I'll tell you how. When my kids were younger and I was picking them up, dropping them off, full-time worker, a mother, did not have any help. And when you drive, they go crazy. So I say to them, guys, if you quiet for 5 minutes, we will go and I'll buy you ice cream. They quiet. And then I just forget to buy them ice cream. And they're like, we want ice cream. Oh, your throat hurts. Oh, it's too late. And that's a small thing. We teach them how to lie.
I hear you. That's why I always try to like, if I say I'm going to do it, I do it. And then I always mention that. You see how I kept my promise? You see how I told you I was going to do it and I did it?
That's good.
Like, this is called being responsible. When you promise something to someone, you have to do it.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great. Yes.
It's hard, but... Or I always tell them, like, let's say, for example, I promise something. I'll always tell them, like, okay, if we can't do it today, we are going to do it tomorrow. And we do. We just have to push it off a little bit.
Beautiful. That's good. When you speak like that to your kids on the level of their understanding, so they understand, okay, a lot of times when we make a promise and if it's not happening, we have another day to do.
Yeah.
But I want this message to all the mothers out there where we thinking, I call it patching. You're thinking you're going to patch up the wall that's crack, and then it's going to be cracking it again. Like, you can't patch up a crack. You just have to, like you said, you go and you explain. Mm-hmm. Or we need to change the focus of attention, and that's where the education comes in. We get so young, we get mothers so young, we married young, we have kids young, babies have babies, and we grow with them.
Yes.
And we learn with them, because my kids taught me a lot, where I have to go inside myself and say, why am I attracting this? What's going on? And that's where I start understanding that I had no idea that in my journey, finding myself, how they needed my love, but I did not know how to love because I was always defending myself from mom and dad because I was just not understood. And it's most of all of us like that.
My husband really helped me from that. Like, I had a great childhood. I'm not even going to complain, thank God. Actually, when I went on a mentorship for natural medicine, I sat down with my mentor and he had this questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, if you have more than 3 answers, more than 3 things that you marked, and they were like, oh, I was abused as a kid, I had somebody that was depressed in my family, I had somebody was molested, all of these things. If you have more than 3, that means you had a poor childhood. I like barely had 1.
Good.
Out of 18 things.
Okay.
So I can't even complain about my childhood. But the one thing I will tell you, my parents always made me feel that I always had to do a lot more. Like, so when you say a lot of people have that feeling that, oh, I can't accomplish this or I'm not good enough, I have the opposite. Like, where I'm always beating myself up that I'm not doing enough. Mm-hmm. You know? So for me, it's not about, like, I know I can do it. I'm just not doing enough. Mm-hmm. I just need to put a step on the gas. So that's the part that, for me, that's been more difficult, I guess, in my life. And I think my parents were the ones that created that urgency in me because they always wanted more. They always wanted to be more successful and they always wanted to grow. They always had that growth mentality and they put that on me. And that's something I always had to like fight with against myself. Mm-hmm. Where I have to just kind of, like you said, step back and just be grateful to myself for my accomplishments.
Just say I'm doing enough. I'm doing as best as I can. But
sometimes I feel like I'm not.
Yes, but this is This is the energy of Leo. This is when the fire is inside, and then we either burn people around us or ourselves.
Right.
You know, I always say when I look at the numbers, the numerology and the energy, I'm like, you need to meditate, you need to journal right before you go to sleep, you know, to calm that mind down so you could wake up happy instead of saying, it's not enough. My schedule is filled with 15 clients and it's just not enough. I could do more. I could go out there. But you're burning yourself inside.
You know what it is? It's like my schedule is filled, but now it's like, okay, I need to stop doing one-to-one. I need to go one-to-many.
Yes,
like
groups.
I need to show this to more people. I need to make my time more useful. It's always that, like, what's next? Most people, like, I speak to are happy in the position that they have. They're 9 to 5 and they're like, oh, they got a raise, they got a bonus, and they're excited. And for me, it's like, okay, I stayed in this position for 6 months. What's next? It's been too long. Like, what's next? I remember when I stayed in one of my jobs for over 6 months, and I remember I cut my hair off. I cut it so short, and they asked me, they said, why'd you cut it? I said, I need a change. I need a change. If I don't cut my hair, I'm leaving the job. What do you want me to do? And my dental assistant was like, don't go anywhere, doc. Stay here. So it's just something like that. I always feel like, what's next?
Well, I have a great technique for that.
Yes. Sure.
Yes, because I'm like that as well. Fair enough. Working. And you have to understand, we're both working on ourselves. No one pays the vacation. Oh, it's 9 to 5. It's not a job. It's 24/7.
24/7.
I said 25/8. I'm going extra.
You know what? For me, actually, I would say it's 24/6 because I keep Shabbat, thankfully.
Right. Thank God. Yes.
So the phones go off. Everything, all the electronics goes off. I love that day because it's the one day I don't feel guilty not to do anything.
Good. And that's the beauty of Shabbat.
Yes.
It just stops you and make you understand that you have family.
Yeah.
And you connect with yourself and you connect with God, because that's what's important.
I have zero guilt. Like, I can just rest and read and hang out with my kids and do anything that I want to do that day, take long walks and not feel like, oh, I didn't do something today.
Right.
I didn't get something accomplished today. That's why I accept it as such a gift.
It is. It is. The beauty of Shabbat is amazing. It is a gift. It's a gift to yourself. It's a gift to God. It's a gift to your children, what you created. And that's you being charged and recharged to move forward. So the best technique I have, when we feel that we're not doing enough, we start eating inside. We start going inside ourselves, and I'm thinking, I'm not doing enough. You know, like, I have 4 kids. You have 4 kids.
Thank God.
Yes. We have to do so many things. We have to work. We have to see clients. We connect with clients. We worry about them. We're thinking about them. It's all in us. It's all in us. As I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. And then at one point, I'm like thinking, I have to help the world. Now you have this energy. You have this love to save the world. Like you, that superwoman. You go forward. And then where you have to stop. Because now you're burning yourself. Because you have this energy, you have that fire. But you might not have an ability to do it. Not that you're not good enough. But it's just you are not aligned with the energy where you want to go. So this is where you take pen and a paper and you just write down the vision, the feeling, what you have inside. So you want to connect with a group of people. How many people? 5, 10, 100, 1,000. You know, when we went to Tony Robbins, I was shocked.
14,000 people.
14,000 people live and online.
There were more.
Yes.
Just live, there was 14,000.
There's so many. And imagine the energy that he has, the voice that he has to touch many.
He has no voice.
He
talks out of his chest, poor guy.
Yes, he's losing the voice. But the love that he has to, yes. So like you and I cannot just go there and do this.
Oh no, definitely not.
But there's a vision. There's a feeling to be on his spot and help as many as we can, especially in our community. All right?
Yes.
That's what we have, yes. And that's the vision. In order to do that, you write down what's bothering you not to go on that stage. What is there you're not sure of? And you just write whatever comes in. I love ChatGPT. You just go in there and just ask the question.
Have a deep, meaningful conversation.
Yes, it's like my best friend, my buddy, like my assistant.
You sound like my little sister.
My assistant that doesn't speak back and do all the work. I mean, I love it. And it's there. It's given us for everyone.
Yeah.
And just write whatever comes in. But understand the vision that you have. Write down the vision and why you feel what you feel. A lot of times, yes, we have small kids and we just can't do it. A lot of times, yes, we have other responsibilities that we need to do. So then it's not like you're not good enough and you're not doing enough and you can't even sleep at night because you're thinking of something that you can't go there yet, but you will eventually.
No, that I have no doubt in, but it's just like sometimes you want it and you want it now, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's really the problem.
Yeah, but when you do those, the practices, the written practices, you understand why now.
It's not the time.
It's not the time. It will come the time. And believe me, your children, I'm sure they're little helpers. Your boys, I mean, they're there. And that video, actually, your son says, what did he say? Because I'm special.
I'm an organic child.
Organic child.
Yeah. That was all him.
Yes. So they see, they hear, they feel what mama and daddy is doing, and they go by example.
Yeah, no, my kids
children
understand. Like, they don't even want to eat seed oils. They understand so well. Like, my kids brought some of those popsicles from, like, a camp.
Right.
The colored ones.
Oh, my God.
And I was throwing them out. And then my son comes up, my middle one. He said, Mom, what are you doing? I said, these things are so bad for you guys. I don't buy this, and I don't want you guys to eat this stuff. Mm-hmm. I said, it's bad for your brain. It's not going to make you feel good. And he's like, okay, Mom, throw it out. I won't tell Rafi, my youngest one. Because that one sometimes doesn't understand yet, you know. Right. So he's just like,
good.
Quietly walks away. Another kid would throw a tantrum if you would see that.
Well, you speak to your kids. You explain things to them, and they see. We only grow by example. Like our example, yours and my example was when our parents came from Russia, they had to make it, not knowing the language, not knowing what they need. They came here, everything is different.
Yes.
And they had to make it. And what's the first thing they did? They push us and push us and push us so we don't struggle and we don't suffer like they did. Mm-hmm. And they always tell us, we came here for the bright future for you guys.
Yeah. That's one of the things that they put into my head. My mom always said, I came out here with no language, mm-hmm. with no resources, and I became a nurse with 3 kids. You can become a doctor. Like, she put that in my head. It was embarrassing for me to even apply to nursing school. You know what I mean? Not that I find there anything to be wrong with that. I think it's a very, very amazing field, and I think whoever does it, like, that's great. But the way she put into my head that you don't even look in that direction. You know? Mm-hmm. And I think in general, which I don't understand now that I'm looking back at it, there would have been nothing wrong with that. But it put a lot of pressure on me all my life.
Right.
And I think that's what our parents did to us.
So it's the good thing that they pushed us because we have it in us to move forward.
Yeah.
And the best beautiful gift that I have in this world is being a mom of 4 beautiful children. And I just never stopped working on myself, growing, studying, exercising, reading, writing. And my kid says, Mom, this is not for us. I said, okay, but it's for me. But you're better than me. And my daughter's married now and they have their own kids. And they say, Mama, you have no idea. We always look back and think, how the hell did you do it? And then when we see it, how you did it, we're like, oh, there's no excuses. We're going to get it done.
Yes.
And that gives me, yesterday was my birthday, and all of them wrote, thank you for being the strongest shoulder that we could come, reboot ourselves, and then go into this world. And I'm like, oh my God, I think it's the best thing that I could hear. Because like you said, I'm like thinking, not enough, I'm not doing enough, I gotta do more, but not realizing how the way we are, this is what they learn. Mm-hmm. Even though at the time they don't see it, but they are much stronger, and we are much stronger than our parents.
Yeah. No, because our parents instill that in us, their strength plus our own.
Yes. And I think just want to speak about my father a little bit, because when we came here, he was sick of skin cancer. And the reason we came to America, because they told my dad he got sick at 34. And they told my mom that a few years he's not going to make it. And they said the only place to go is America. And somehow she just got the paperwork ready. And we came, and everyone says, you're going with 4 kids, 4 daughters. You were young. You're not going to make it. There's nobody there. We were the first ones that come out.
What year was this?
88. 88. That's when the border started opening up.
Yeah, my parents came in 89.
Yeah, and my mom says, and that's the strength of my mom, and I always say, Mom, you're so strong, and from such a strong parents, we cannot be weak. We just can't. It's not in us. It's not in our genes. And when he came here sick, but knew that he had to feed the kids, there was no excuses. Sickness, panic, anxiety, language. He was just getting it done. No complaints whatsoever. Yeah. No complaints whatsoever. Get it done. This is how it has to be, and we listened. We have to save. We have to be careful. We have to be mindful. And
how old were you?
I was 12.
Wow.
I was 12. And by looking at him and looking at my mom, I'm like you said, oh, I can't be different. I just have to, I want them to be proud of me because he's sick, he was going through his procedures and then going back. He was selling, he had a push car in the city, so he had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And
being sick,
but he never complained. I'm tired, why did you bring me here? Nothing like that. We have to get it done. And they were such a great team. Mom and Dad were such a great team that they inspired me how they were there for one another. And that inspiration, I look now at everyone what's around us. We don't value one another, unfortunately.
Yes.
And this is why there's so many divorces, mm-hmm. and people just more stuck up in their mental state of mind. I call it mental prison, where they're so upset and they're so unhappy. And I'm looking back at my parents and I'm like, oh my God, he had so many things to complain.
So many struggles. And
so many struggles. But he says, no, I need to feed my kids. I came here for them. And that's why I think I'm here and I'm doing a healing. As soon as I found that, and that's the gift I have from my mom and dad, because my grandparents had a gift and it passed on into another generation. And when I looked at my numbers, and then my number says that I have to heal, I have to help, I had to guide. I'm like, why me? Out of all 4. And then I said, well, why not? And now I am there on the field, trying to do as best as I can. Can I do more? Absolutely. But I always ask blessing from God, saying, you know what, bless me and just guide me.
To do more.
Yes, I'm your vessel.
Speaking of your gift from healing, so I actually went to a rabbi.
Right.
And he told me that he said in Hebrew that I have refuah in my hands, that I have healing in my hands. Mm. And At the time, I was just dabbling in natural medicine. I wasn't really, I started it, but I wasn't deeply in it. And I just remember thinking, wow, like, what does that mean for me? You know, not really, like you said, accepting it yet,
Right.
but not understanding it. I think that was what it was, that I didn't really understand what it means. And now when I think back at it, I'm like, wow, I totally understand it now.
Right.
Because even when people come to me, I mean, people heal themselves. I don't think that we heal anybody.
No.
Right? Like you said, everybody has their own ability to heal themselves.
Gifts, yes. Every single soul that's born,
Yes.
they have something inside them, a gift.
Yeah.
Some people have many, some people have one, but we all come here for the purpose, and it's just one purpose, is to be happy. Is to be happy. But we are so unhappy because we don't understand ourselves. The first helpers of God is our parents. They gave us life. They brought us into this world. They did their best. But this is where we have to go and self-educate ourselves when we feel that something bothers us, when it's not enough. Stop complaining that what we haven't received. Stop going inside yourself and start educating yourself, because right now everything is out and open.
Yeah,
There's
very
so
much
much
so.
content out there. Just to stop complaining and just understand one thought. I don't like this. I want to change. One thought, one wish in your mind. It comes with a thought. I didn't realize how I started manifesting back in the days when I was going through struggles, and I said, oh, I need a miracle. Like, if I want this to happen, but I need a miracle. And you're not going to believe, a few days later, something happened to someone spoke to someone, and I'm like, is this it? But I didn't realize that back in the days I would start doing it. Or my son.
That was manifestation.
Manifestation, right. Or my son. I come from a family for girls. We have a lot of girls in our family. So I have 2 girls, and then I'm like, I really want a boy. So I remember coming from the city, taking the city bus, standing there, and I'm like, I want the boy. I want the boy. And all of a sudden, I tapped into something, and I just see myself holding the pillow with the baby wrapped in the blue, and I'm just giving like that time of the breath, and I'm like, oh my God, it feels so good. And then a year later, I was pregnant with a boy.
Amazing.
Yes, it's just the belief and the want and desire, and everything will happen.
No, I totally agree. I feel like everything that is in my life, I've manifested.
Yes. And when people say it doesn't work, oh, we know it does.
It works. Oh, it works.
It works.
If it doesn't work, that means they're doing something wrong.
You need to put energy. Don't say like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Oh, I want to work with no, energy behind it. Why? I want to see people happy. I want to see people healthier. I want to see community growing. Put that energy of yours into the thought and process, and to the picture that it's actually happening. And how do you feel there? And grab that energy of that happiness and just wait till everything will uncover and reveal itself.
I had a situation like that when I saw my house, and I really wanted it, but when we gave an offer, he's like, probably not going to get it because so many people wanted it. And I remember I had a vision where I was sitting in my car, and I had a vision of me and my son going inside, my oldest one, and him being like, oh my God, running around and saying, Mom, I love this place, this is our new house, and giving me a hug. And I said, yes, this is our new home. And, I had that vision. It just felt so good. And then,
I have the chills right now.
And then afterwards, I get a call from our real estate agent. He's like, I'm sorry, they took someone else's offer. I said, you know what? If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And then a few days later, he called me. And he's like, oh, the contract didn't go through, something. They took it back. And so now they're giving you a chance to get the house. They're taking your offer, but you have to do the inspection like really quickly, get things moving. And I was like, oh my God.
Jack, we're on it.
We're getting this house.
But you see what you did? You did something that a lot of us don't do. You remove expectation. You remove the disappointment. When we disappoint about something, that means we're expecting it.
Yeah.
You manifested it, you felt it, and then you didn't say like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Someone else. You said, you know what? Okay,
I just said that means it's not meant for us.
Yes, you just put it out there, and that God did its own magic.
Yeah.
And that's how it works in the energy field. Remove expectation, but hold on into your feeling, and things will unfold. That's it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know what? We don't even understand how good it feels when we just have that feeling instead of actually having the physical thing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So when we meditate and we have that feeling,
Absolutely.
it feels just as good as just having it.
Just as good as having it, yes. And we have to go in the state of mind of being light, of being happy. And when we like that, we attract anything and everything our heart desires. Like the husband, whoever is married, their husband makes more money. The kids feeling better, acting better, sleeping better. Because one of the things when I went to the healer, my kids didn't understand that. They were like, Mom, why? I said, I don't know. I just have to do it. And then when they had kids and they couldn't sleep at night, I said, guys, you need to work on yourself. They're like, oh, it's not us, it's the husband. No. It's you guys. The kids tapping into your energy. And then as they start working, I said, just do this technique. Let's just work on this. And then they're like, Mom is saying something. Like their kids feel better. But it's everything with us. You know how back in the days they said, oh, everything depends on the woman?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yes. When I faced difficulties, I said, no, it's not true. Oh, I did a lot. Oh, I did so much. And it's just no one understood me. But now understanding the feminine energy of that unconditional love to yourself first and to everyone else.
I totally agree. Some women look down upon women that are like housewives or don't work for a living, but their husbands make money. And I say, you know what? That man won't be making money if not for the wife. Like, I always say, like, it's the wife. Like, don't you get it? It's the wife's energy. You cannot look down on her. Whatever she's doing at home, whatever she's doing more of, like, that's not something to look down on. It's the hardest thing to be at home and to raise the kids and take care of them. It's much easier, like, for me personally, to leave my kids with a nanny and go have flexibility and go, like, live life and do this and do that. But like for those moms that are stay-at-home moms and stay at home and deal with their kids and actually have to be there for every single thing and not just do things with them, but do things for them. It's not easy. And I definitely believe that it's them that create that ability in a man to be able to make that kind of money. Because a woman can build a man and a woman can also break him with her energy, right? So to me, I think those women are very inspiring. And I always ask them, what do you do? How do you get your husband to become so successful? What is it that you tell him? Because to me, that is the secret.
I'll tell you two things. When I studied men brain and the woman brain, we just have to understand our men. Just understand. We don't need to love them. They're so logical.
They don't even care for love.
They don't care about the love. They just want to be understood and left alone. Understood. Us, we women, we want to be loved.
Yeah.
We crave for love. So when men start criticizing us and start saying how great we are, even in the small things, then we are so fulfilled and we want to give more.
A book you would love, it's called The Queen's Code.
The Queen's Code?
Actually, a woman that her husband is successful, I asked her, I said, what do you do to make your husband successful? She said, oh, I read this book. It's called The Queen's Code. She's like, you should read it. You should buy it. And so I bought it and I read it. And I mean, it's amazing. And there she talks about, there's an old grandma teaching her granddaughter how to be a wise woman to get a man to do everything she wants. You know, someone once told me that there's one man, one woman can drink champagne with him, and the other woman tap water. So it's all about how the woman puts herself and the words that she uses with her husband or man, right, to make him do what she wants him to do or become successful or not. And in this book, she actually writes what are the ways to like speak to your husband, to your man, to make him successful, to make him want to give you more, to make him provide, to make him protect you. And I think this book is so important, especially in today's day and age, because a lot of women are so feminist. They think that by being strong, they are going to get more. But you know what it says in this book? It says that when you are making a man, when you are emasculating him, when you're castrating him,
Breaking him.
what you're doing is making him want to protect himself, and he can no longer protect you.
Right. Breaking him, yeah.
A man can only do one thing at a time.
100%.
So if he's protecting himself, he can no longer protect you.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why they say, like, do not emasculate your man, because if you're not emasculating him, then he's able to be the man for you and protect you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the language is a big thing.
Huge.
For us.
Few words.
A few words, yes. Remember when we went to Tony Robbins, he says, why don't you watch a cartoon, Flintstone? And I said, oh my God, I remember. But I remember that how she was all this nice, and all she says, she was feeding a Fred. And he was always
Happy.
complaining. No, he was complaining.
Right.
And she was so happy. And she's like, you want to eat? Like, he's complaining. She's like, Freddie, you want to eat? And I'm like, I can't be that, I said. I just can't be that. But just to sit down and listen, ask, and just motivate how great he is. Every man, when he comes home, he wants to know that he's appreciated. And say just thank you, but you're doing this, and that. No. He wants to be inspired. And when you highlight with your wisdom, with your love, with your energy, oh, he wants to do more.
Yeah.
He's open to bring more.
In this book, she actually says that you have to believe that everything your man does is for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
When you believe that, like you said, like Fred came home upset, she believed there was a reason, like a good reason behind that. That's why she didn't go off on him.
Mm-hmm.
But if we sit there thinking, oh my God, he's just so annoying, he's complaining
he's
again.
So cold.
Yeah.
He's not understanding. He's always complaining.
Then you can never be like that.
Yes, when I have a lot of women that come to me, it's the issue with the relationship. And first thing I ask them, how do you guys connect it with one another? And a lot of times they wanted to run away from the house because they're not happy. They thought they were in love, or they were looking for someone to protect them. No love. There is like no connection of love. But I always say Hashem is on top of us all, and he makes the call. If you had a huppah, if there was a wedding to go through, that means there is a contract between two souls, husband and wife. And we need to understand what's the reason behind it. And a lot of times, like you spoke about the feminine mind, if a woman, a wife, in her mind thinks that her husband is not good enough, he's not making enough money, he's too cold, he's not nice, he's too aggressive, she's going to, in her mind, separate herself from him. Because no matter what he does, it will never be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I teach, when we go through the sessions, I tell them, write down the thought that you think about your husband. And then let's put in the positive. Do you know a lot of women, they just don't know how to do that? Because they're so stuck up into that negative thought process, they can't do it. And I said, let's Google it. Because I want them to learn how to work with that negative thought process. And this is where the channel comes in. They're channeling this negativity, and then they're feeling that they're better than them. And that's when the divorce is happening.
Can we also talk about sex? Like, I feel like a lot of people come to me and they tell me that, and they're young, like in their 20s, married couples, they don't have sex.
Yes, it's a big subject, which we were never taught. We had to discover ourselves. I'm surprised when I speak to women, they're very shy, but I'm very open in my sessions because it's a very big part in a family that they need to understand.
Yes.
So sex is not about pleasing someone. It's not about a job that they need to do. It's about enjoyment, relaxation. Mm-hmm. And we were never taught, and we don't know how to do it. And the couples, they usually are very closed in to speak about it, especially in a religious family. But I'm putting the course together actually to speak like in a closed group with women, what they need to do and how they need to feel and how they need to understand their bodies. Because
amazing. I think our community needs that.
Right. Yes, there's a lot of projects that I'm working on, which the community needs based on the work I had, just to educate, just to explain, because I think we're lack of education on this world right now, in the new world that we just tapped into.
How can there be such lack of education when everything's so wide open?
A lot of times I hear they're saying it, who is your source? Who are you getting this information from? So there's a lot of fear of when they hear certain stuff. In religion, there's rules and regulations that you must follow. I learned from Kabbalah. It's different, but it's yet the same. When you love yourself, I'm going to again repeat myself, when you love yourself and you allow yourself to open, because in religion, what does the Hashem says? When there is peace, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. When there is war, I disconnect
I'm
from
out.
you. I'm out. Yes. A lot of people want to be so right, and we demand to one another on how the things should be without accepting one another. Mm-hmm. And we judge. And we put people in uncomfortable position. And what we do, we close out. And deep inside, we're dying because there's no one to speak to. So I'm creating this course where there is easy to speak to, easy to understand, ask questions. I'm very open. Even when clients come in, I said, if you're my age, you're my sister. If you're age of my kids, you're my child. You're one of my child. And my line is always open. I'm not one of those like, oh, you can call. A lot of people need attention, and I give. Because all they need is just understanding. And once they understood, that's when the healing begins.
Yeah, I do that too. I allow people to text me, and we always schedule a call, or sometimes they call me, and if I feel it's an emergency, I'll always pick up. Mm-hmm. So
I've saved so many lives where my sisters, I call them sisterhood, my sisters, and the kids wanted to commit suicide. Like they were suicidal. It was just at one point, it was a few years ago. And I'm like, the phone rings. Usually I turn off the phone, but it's just sometimes when you look at the phone and it rings, and I'm like, okay, it's important. And there were so many stories that they go through that they can't handle it anymore. And I worked with them through the night just to let them know and just to open up.
You're amazing.
And I said to myself, oh my God. And when they change their thought process and they know that the gift they have is life, I'm like thinking, oh my God, thank God that I had someone to call to. Thank God that it's there. And I always say that yesterday was the history. Tomorrow is the mystery. Today is the gift. Enjoy that gift. Mm-hmm. It's just the beauty of this work when you see people transform into something different, into feeling better, thinking better, connecting with their families, making the right choices, just thinking like, okay, I'm doing something right.
Can you give me a little demonstration on myself, I guess? I mean, we've done this before, right, but it never hurts to do something interesting.
Sure.
Give me a little demonstration on myself, like energetically, how you would.
Sure. Well, right now you're so aligned with yourself, but what I want to give you is the energy of love. Okay, so I'm going to allow you to tap into my heart. All you have to do is open, yes. We're going to make our palms warm because this is where the energy in our palms. Just take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. Good. Open your eyes and just hold on to it and just look straight in my eyes. And just feel the energy. Just feel. You could take a deep breath, tap into your heart, feel your heartbeat.
Oh my God. I feel it.
Feel your heartbeat. Feel the tingling sensation in your body. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yes. Just saturate. I'm going to give you as much love as you need, your soul needs, your body needs. It's going to uplift you. And everyone in this energy field will be connected to our energy love, unconditional love. Tell me what you're feeling now.
I feel the energy from your palms on mine. I feel it radiating.
Good, good. What are you feeling in your heart? feel it expanding. You feel the heartbeat. Your heart was always supporting you the day you were born. It was always beating just for you. It loves you. And once your heart is open and that energy of love, you could touch others and they feel it.
I'm getting like a runner's high.
Just feel. You could close your eyes if you want. Just take a deep breath in. Good. Feel that light entering your head, going down into your heart. Feel the ground beneath you. Love yourself as much as you take. I'm tapping into my heart. Good. It's expanding. There's so much more. Tell me what you feel. Tell me what colors you see right now.
Green.
Beautiful. Your heart chakra is open. Now hug yourself. You just say, I love myself.
I love myself.
I'm here to bring love.
And I'm here to bring love.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
For this beautiful life.
For this beautiful life.
For all my challenges.
For all my challenges.
Thank you, my parents.
Thank you, my parents.
For giving me the best they can.
For
the best you
the
can.
best they can.
Thank you, my husband.
Thank you, my husband.
For being my ride or die.
For being my ride or die.
Thank you, my beautiful children.
Thank you, my beautiful children.
Being my cheerleaders.
For being my cheerleaders.
And I thank myself.
And I thank myself.
For not stopping.
For not stopping.
For keep on moving.
For keeping on moving.
For giving.
For giving.
Take another deep breath. And tell me 3 things that you're grateful for in life.
My husband, my kids, and my life.
Beautiful. And take a deep breath and you can open your eyes. How do you feel?
Refreshed.
That's a reset. Once you go into the gratitude and tap into your heart, your biochemistry is shifting from the negativity, and that's the reset.
Feels really good.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank
I
you
love
so
this.